is the most dangerous stunt any living, breathing human is able to perform. It goes back about 5,000 years ago with the holy men and ancient fakirs of India. Now, they perform this stunt more as a religious experiment, and these guys have the right idea by coming closer because you really do not want to miss this. Now, this was a religious experiment to see if God would protect them. Sometimes it turned out great, other times not so much. I know you're just meeting me for the first time, so I'll tell you a few things about myself, and that's one, I do not identify as a man, and two, I'm fairly far from holy, but I am still what you would like to call a sword follower. Now this right here is my 18-inch solid steel blade. You'll notice it doesn't bend. If I tap it, that is solid steel that is not retracting into the handle. Now who here has seen sword following before? Oh, this kid knows what's going on. So for those of you that are new here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this blade, it's going to go in my mouth, it's going to travel down my throat and esophagus where it will nudge my heart 4 centimeters to the left before it makes its way to the very pit of my stomach. Now, sword swallowing is very real and very scary, and I, for one, not a fan of dying alone. So who would like to come up here and help me? Someone who hasn't been up here? Yeah, how about you? Come on up here. And I know you told me your name, but I already forgot it. Jenny. Jenny, everyone say hi to Jenny. You're going to find your way up here. Now, Jenny, would it be rude of me to assume that you've never swallowed a sword before? No, okay, I just don't like to be rude to my audience. Are you familiar with the sword in the stone? Yes. So in this scenario, would you like to be King or Queen Arthur? We have King Arthur, Jenny! And I will be the stone because clearly I rock. Again, no offense. And what's going to happen is I'm going to swallow the sword. I'm going to look down at all of you. And then I'm going to look over at you, King Arthur, Jenny, and you're going to grab the sword. Yep, and you're going to grab it and you're going to pull it. Have you done this before? That was perfect. I need you to do it just like that. Now, we do have a couple rules, actually. The first one being do not stab, do not wiggle, or wave it around, because then we have an act known as the human milkshake, and that's something I cannot recover from. It's not the goal. We want this story to have a happily ever after an audience. It is your job to go absolutely crazy when this works. I said absolutely crazy. That's more like it. Because there are magicians in this world that will lie to you. They'll claim to be these amazing sword swallowers, and then the sword just rolls up into the handle. You see all that? Yeah, that is all the goo of my insides, all on the blade, just for you. Oh, I like you. Thank you, Jenny. You can go back to your spot. But it is important for you all to know. Oh, wow. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But I am not just a sword swallower, and I see all your excitement right now. So I want to take you up to the next level because I am actually a stunt sword swallower, and that means I do everything I can to make sword swallowing more dangerous and more entertaining. And a lot of people ask, how is that even possible? You're already swallowing a sword. And how you make sword swallowing more dangerous is by combining it with more dangerous objects. And this is the second most dangerous object in my possession right here. Plastic. It kills turtles. This is a lethal weapon, my friends, or at least it very well could be, because what's going to happen is I'm going to swallow the sword and begin hula hooping. Now, I am one and only 3 people in the entire world that performs this stunt, because what could happen is when I'm swallowing the sword, it could easily just go back into my spine. And even if it doesn't completely rip through my esophagus, just tapping that spinal cord there will leave me paralyzed for the rest of my life. If the sword goes to the left, or to the right, or straight forward, that is when I drop dead right on this stage. And this is important to note. That it's also not a 911 emergency, no. This is a call to morgue. And little Wednesday, you have that number, right? No, does your mom have the number? Mom, do you have the number? needed. So thank you for being so prepared. If anything happens to this Marvel Comics kid, anyone can just Google the nearest local morgue and send them here.